Hello, welcome to Veritas. I'm your host, Adam Colazetti, and I'm here to guide you on a meditative adventure like no other. Join me and lose yourself in your imagination as we travel the outer reaches of the cosmos, quest for powerful talismans, and explore the inner realm of your subconscious. What might you find along the way? But be warned, fair traveler, this path is not for the faint of heart. On this path, of one thing I am certain, dragons be here. Are you ready? So how we're going to begin is you're going to sit comfortably, however that means to you. It could be legs crossed, could be sitting in a chair, whatever it is, sit somewhere comfortably that you feel relaxed and comfortable. And you're going to close your eyes and you're going to take 3 deep breaths. Deep breath in, count to 4. Deep breath out, count to 4. And each time you exhale, you're going to try and relax your body a little bit further. So you're going to inhale, pause, exhale. Pause. So as you're doing this and you're relaxing, it's in those pauses between breaths where we're going to go. That is where your creativity meets your imagination, meets your subconscious. So let's see what awaits you in the spaces between breaths. You are the captain. A beautiful dream plays out in front of you, perhaps even more than a dream. A vision? You breathe in the energy and the wisdom. This is where you want to be. Then a voice calling out of the darkness. Captain! You want to ignore it, but it persists. A part of you knows you have unfinished business. You are needed. Captain! Longingly, you drink in one last look at this place. What you see here is perhaps a story for another day. And so, you return. Your first sight is the shaman, sweat dripping down their forehead, their eyes rolled back. So they were the one calling you. You sit up, absently shaking the salt water from your beard. The ship feels new, like it has been healed. This makes you smile even as your eyes fall on the bison horn embedded in the deck of the ship. Curious. Beyond that, the crew has gathered off the port bow, pointing and shouting excitedly. You wander over, clasping hands and shoulders in greeting. The sun is just setting below the horizon, casting shadows of dusk over the ship and the water. But out in the water, a bright glow of magic. A whirlpool gathers, slowly pulling water in and down like a drain to the abyss. Whatever is creating this is powerful. Above the growing abyss, storm clouds gather and thunder roars. The ship has reached the storm. Lightning flashes as you look up. Still, only the barest remnants of sails remain as the ship begins to turn and orbit the abyss where it will eventually find destruction. The ship needs wind and it needs sails. You are the wave runner. The waves are pulling at you. They don't want to be pulled down into the abyss either. Perhaps you can buy some time, but you'll need a better vantage point. Looking up, your gaze follows the newly repaired mast up into the darkness. You have to wait in between lightning flashes to see your destination. There, netting running up the side of the mast. You can climb to the top. Your feet are moving before you've even registered what you were about to do. You are the wind whisperer. You can feel the wind wanting to help. It too is pulled by the storm. Raindrops begin to pelt your face, sticking your hair to your cheek. You see the wave runner deep in thought and follow their gaze up the mast. If only we had sails, you could call the wind. You could try. With a start, the wave runner dashes to the mast and begins to climb. You immediately follow, determined to be ready, trusting your team to find you a sail. You are the captain. Your beard is soaked and rain drips into your eyes. The rain is coming down hard and it is hard to hear over the thunder. Lightning illuminates scared faces. The ship needs sails or she is dead in the water. You need a miracle. Well, that's why you are here. With a cry, you bang your staff on the ship deck once, loudly, and open yourself up to the universe. You feel the energy of the ship focused on your staff. Your soul is one. You feel the power of the storm. Lightning flashes illuminating the island. You feel the island in your mind and recoil in terror. Why? But you have other pressing matters. You send your will beyond the clouds and seek the one truly incorruptible source of power and mystery at night, the moon. It sits beyond the cloud deck, waiting. It is not for you to call it, but you can give those who can a chance. With a cry, you gather will and release it with a force of energy into the cloud deck, and slowly but surely, the clouds part in a perfect circle just large enough to illuminate the full moon. You hold the clouds open for now. You are the light weaver. You see the moon and it calls to you. Together with the sorceress and the scholar, you step forward, barely aware of the small circle you form around the bison horn, rain-soaked hands clasping tightly. Your gaze fixates on the moon. So much mystery, so much power. Shrouded and veiled, you can feel the pull as it calls to you. Forget your worries. Come to me now. Everything will be fine. Your very soul seems to get caught in the moon gaze, but you feel the alchemist and the sorceress clasping your hands tightly. Your mind sharpens and your third eye opens. You are the wave runner. Your hands are aching and your fingernails bleeding from climbing the slippery wood. Below you, you see the wind whisperer following. Still you climb even as the ship begins to tilt inwards as its angular acceleration increases. The whirlpool abyss is ever closer, every lap around. Once at the top, you hold onto the ropes with your hands and wrap your legs around the same rope as if you were to shimmy down. From here, you have a vantage point. In the darkness, the blinding power of the sucking whirlpool is blinding. So you close your eyes and just feel the waves with your mind. They are moving so fast. You are afraid you'll be swept along, yet still, you reach out. You are the alchemist. Your third eye is open now too, and you see the moon, calling its name, and you feel a shift. Together with the sorceress and the light weaver, you call to the moon. You've been waiting long enough. We need you here. And slowly, like a pouring cup, moonlight begins to flow down. Across the 9 lands, people gather at their windows. Out beyond the horizon, a ferocious lightning storm rages, and in the middle, moonlight begins to pour down through the storm to an unseen point. And all wonder, could the prophecies be true? You are the wind whisperer. You have reached the top of the mast and take hold of the opposite rope with your hands and feet similar to the wave runner whose eyes are now closed. But your eyes are transfixed. A river of moonlight flows down from the clouds towards the ship. Slowly, like a stream finding its way along a new path, it flows ever closer until it reaches the ship and begins to flow into the sails. You stand on the deck of the ship transfixed as the most beautiful light floods the space where the old sails flap in tatters. Those tatters vanish and replaced with silver white moonlight, its liquid essence rippling in the wind. Truly, you are witnessing the impossible. You are the light weaver. With a gasp, you close your third eye and tie off the moonlight. Liquid silver sails grow taut in the wind. You smile. Now we have a chance. You are the wind whisperer. The moonlight sails glisten near your feet from where you were hanging, and they are catching the wind. The wind. You snap out of it and reach out. The wind rages. Its fury is unmatched except for perhaps by the waves. Normally wind is subtle. A suggestion here, a suggestion there. But these are desperate times, and you gather your voice, and with the voice of your soul you command the wind. You are the wave runner. Eyes clenched closed, you command the waves, but the whirlpool is too strong. The ship tilts ever horizontal as the ship accelerates inward in tighter and tighter circles. But then you can feel the ship push back as the wind tries to push the boat beyond the pull. A wave shaped like a hand extends for a moment and pushes against the ship. And for a moment it seems as though it might just be enough. Lightning flashes as the whirlpool screams in defiance, and with a deadly flash, lightning strikes the rope where the wave runner hangs. The wave hand vanishes, and even the wind changes direction as the ship tips out over the abyss. The scream of the wave runner, the only sound heard over the rain, and the thunder as they fall down into the kinetic power of the whirlpool. You are the wind whisperer. There is a flash, and you are momentarily stunned as you lose control of the wind. You hear the wave runner scream. Without thinking, you reach out, hanging by a rope only by your legs, and you catch them. The ship tilts further, lightning flashing now beneath the waves. The bottom of the whirlpool snarling and calling, its point a black, lightless abyss. You are the wave runner. You feel a hand grasp your wrist, and your momentum curbs even as your legs flail out over the abyss. You're screaming, but you don't even realize it. Terror grips you as you look up into the eyes of the wind whisperer, and for a moment, the entire world hangs in the grip of 2 warriors about to become heroes. But then you remember, as your legs flail and time begins to slow, Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in the face of it. And so the terror fades and you lock your gaze on the wind whisperer. And there the two grapple for control of the wind and the waves one last time. You are on the ship. It is hard to keep your balance as it leans in towards the abyss. You see Wave Runner and Wind Whisperer, two silhouettes hanging out over the abyss. You have one chance. With a cry, you dive towards the bison horn and wrench it free from the deck. It glows a bright blue-white light like a beacon in the night. With all the strength you can muster, you reach your hand back and throw it into the abyss. For a moment, all is still, and then there is an explosion of light so bright you are blinded. The ship is flung back away from the abyss. There is a crackling of energy and the whirlpool seems to reverse, pulling up and out of the ocean and into the night sky. For a moment, a black ship is visible and then it is gone as an explosion of magical energy radiates horizontally across the sky. Silence, except for the occasional flash of lightning and eventual roar of thunder. The rain pelts. It is so dark now that the light of the whirlpool is gone. Did we make it? A sounding whoop rings out. Celebration. We are unstoppable. In the distance, hidden in the dark except for the flashes of lightning, the island looms. Except, with each flash, something is different. Is the island moving? Flash. 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 Oh my God. What do you see? Flash. That's no island. And so, visible only by intermittent flashes of lightning, the island stands up. And there in the pouring rain and winds of the storm, what we thought was an island was merely the back of a large creature. As it stands, its body unfolds. Flash. Flash. Clawed hands, flash. Wings, unspeakably large, flash. Then the eyes, cold red eyes that pierce the soul. Now they are the only thing visible in the dark in between lightning flashes. The dragon is enormous, a scale of physical size far beyond what the mind can comprehend. Its wings completely encapsulate the sky. You see the captain turn, and for the first time he looks afraid. No, not afraid, terrified. A single word escapes his lips, a name, Jormungandr. You know that name. Could it be the bringer of Ragnarok, the end of all things? You are the wolf. The sight of the dragon makes your knees weak. You've seen dragons before. This is something else. This is a god. This is on a scale of magnitude so beyond your capacity to comprehend. There is no fighting. There is no outwitting. There is no outrunning. You walk forward, your hands shaking. You do the only thing you can. You kneel. One by one, the crew falls to their knees. The will of the dragon an impressive force. It is hard to think. Movement is sluggish, like moving through thick mud. And it hasn't even seen you yet. Those red eyes in the darkness, the glint of scales from the lightning flashes. It's as if the entire universe has been consumed. And then the eyes turn and look right at you. But then quietly, in the back, unbeknownst to everyone, the sorceress stands up. Kyle Craik, welcome to Veritas. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been super fun, and here in Veritas we talk about truth. Whose truth? Well, hopefully your truth. So we're on a pirate ship adventure. We got lots of crazy characters, different talents, different skills. If you haven't checked out the first two episodes, check it out. There's lightning, there's fire, there's battles, it's got everything, so go check it out. But here we find ourselves at the end of the third episode. But before we get into it, let's draw a card and see what...
Right. All right. The Humpback Whale. Music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening.
There you go. That's pretty fitting.
Yeah.
If you go back to episode 1, that is very
yeah, the
very
drums.
relevant,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
up the ante a bit in episode 3. What'd you think of episode 3?
Yeah, it's action-packed, which I love, and I like have empathy for these characters right now as I'm listening. And they're just like it's like challenge after challenge, struggle after struggle that they continue to have to face. Yeah, I find myself feeling like very empathetic for them.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
can they just have a break for a moment?
Yeah, can they
right?
just get a minute to? It's like as soon as they get a minute to breathe, the next challenge is there, which
Right.
is very fitting for life.
Yeah, right? It's like each challenge is preparing you for the next one, right? If you
Yeah.
look at there's this whirlpool and all, like, if they were faced with that right out of the gate, probably would have failed.
Yeah.
They had to, like, deal with the fire and then the boat sinking and then the black ship and all this kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
now they're like, okay, we're ready.
Yeah,
right?
and if you can correct me if I misheard it, but like it sounds like the one solution where they had the horn that was stuck in, and then they pull it out and they throw it in, right? It's like this solution that worked for something else also kind of helped with this other situation as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I think, again, back to that, like, instinctual, right? Like, I didn't know if that would work. Just like someone just grabbed it and hucked it in, and of course, it kind of blew up whatever was causing it, right?
Yeah, part of that warrior mindset, I think, too, to be able to just take that chance, right? Take action.
Yeah, and I like, the idea of the two characters, the wave runner and the wind whisperer, just like flailing out over the whirlpool, but like, that's it. Two of them against, like, nobody else can help them here.
Yeah,
Right?
and that beautiful quote too of just, courage isn't the absence of fear, but it's the having fear and being able to face it, right? That was really powerful too, as they're sitting there essentially terrified and feeling hopeless, and that realization of, okay, courage is not, I don't need to get rid of this fear, I need to channel it, how do I use it, right? And push through it.
Well, and I kind of like how kind of balancing this action scene, but then you have this like, and this sort of beautiful, mysterious sails made of moonlight,
Yeah.
right? Kind of embracing mystery a little bit.
Yeah, I loved that too. Yeah.
So it kind of like comes down and flows into the ship, and now you've got something, potentially almost like faith-based or something, right?
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. It's like you're trusting in it. Like they called on the light, and now they're trusting that it's going to. It's so much trust and faith that are popping up in this section for sure.
Were there any particular characters in this episode that resonated for you?
Not really. Like I found myself bouncing again in this one, where I'm like, or even standing in like third person and watching it unfold. And I think it's just because I'm just like riveted to find out like what happens next. Like with the island, I was so intrigued. I'm like, okay, what is this island? Because there was a bit of a clue that maybe it's not the safety that we think it is. Maybe it's not that final destination. And so, yeah, I'm just like, I feel myself sitting outside right now as a fan, just wanted to know what happens next.
Amazing. And of course, at the end, a bit of a cliffhanger, the island turns out to be Jormungandr, which in Norse mythology is essentially the end of the world, essentially, right? It exists to consume the world. So now you're basically up against a god,
Yeah.
right? And I liked the idea of the wolf, the warrior, who kind of knew that this was not a battle they could win, right?
Yeah.
Just this idea of like, there's no sense trying to resist this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think back to martial arts a little bit with that scene where there's this drive to fight and to fix and to achieve, but then there's also this level of humility that comes along too, where they're all kneeling and just in awe of this power, and there's a humility that comes with that, and I'm really interested to see where that humility takes them next.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there's the one person in the back.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a spark or something, or there's maybe hope, right?
Yeah.
But that's cool. I hadn't thought about the humility part of it, but it's kind of perfect, right? Sometimes in life, things come along where you just kind of have to accept it, right?
Yeah, and sometimes it's okay. I think that things seem bigger than you can handle.
Right.
I think there's maybe a power to that in them all kneeling and just taking a minute, right? Especially in this action-packed life that these people are living and that we're all living. It's so easy to just go to the next thing, to the next thing. Got to keep fighting, got to keep fighting. Sometimes there's some power in stepping back and, taking a knee and just embracing and kind of observing for a minute. And I'm guessing that is going to end up working to their benefit in some way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We got some predictions. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Join me each week as a new chapter unfolds. What worlds will we explore next? What gods and monsters will we find? What part of yourself will awaken? Only one way to find out.